I know that there's like this sexual connotation about tongue piercings, but it doesn't mean anything about your worth and your sexual activity. Bon, je pense que j'ai un second. Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my video from last week, in which I'm talking about the procedure and the healing process of a tongue piercing, I highly recommend you go check it out. And this is the part 2 of this tongue piercing series thing. So this is only going to be based on my experience, and if you still have any questions and topics that I haven't mentioned, please let me know in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram. So for kissing, first of all, do not kiss while you're still in the healing process. Okay, you're just gonna irritate your piercing, so I don't recommend that you kiss anyone while you're still healing your tongue piercing. Okay, the healing process is from 4 to 8 weeks, so after that just go kiss whoever you want, not before. Okay, and also no oral sex at the time. But once it's healed and you have someone that you want to kiss, let me reassure you, it's not going to be painful, it's not going to be in the way. It really doesn't affect negatively your kissing experience. Now, obviously everyone has different tastes, right? So for your partner, some people just don't like to kiss someone with a tongue piercing, so you know, it really depends on people, but for you it's not gonna diminish the pleasure and the whole experience. For me personally, I love it. I love kissing with my tongue piercing, I love giving oral sex with my tongue piercing, and it gives me pleasure as well. It gives me pleasure because it's just a little extra, and it's not like physical pleasure, it's more like mental pleasure. I take pride in my piercing and I enjoy using it. Obviously, tongue piercings are for yourself and yourself only. Do not get a tongue piercing to please someone else, ou genre ne t'empêche pas de te faire percer la langue parce que quelqu'un te dit de pas le faire, ou genre ton ou ta partenaire te dit qu'il ou elle ne veut pas que tu te perces la langue. Genre, only do it for yourself and yourself only. It doesn't matter what other people say, okay? Unless it's like doctors and you have a health issue with that. So yeah, what I mean to say is that your experience like of pleasure will not diminish at all, and it can only increase with a tongue piercing, which is pretty nice. And depending on the jewelry that I'm wearing, a lot of people don't even notice that I have a tongue piercing when I kiss them. I mean, I'm not someone that puts a lot of tongue. Okay, is that too much detail? I don't know. And I wear really small jewelry, so a lot of people just don't notice that I have one. If you're worried it'll annoy your partner, then just know that you have complete flexibility and control over this piercing, and get a smaller jewelry if you want. Okay, we're gonna change spot now to talk about oral sex, guys. Oral sex. So I just wanted to get into my bed because it's like more cozy. Okay, anyways. So just to clarify some things, I've never gone down on another woman, I've only gone down on guys. So that's all the experience that I can share with you guys. For me personally, I find that I enjoy going down on guys more since I've had this piercing, and not because tongue piercing is like more pleasurable for guys. You know, it really depends on the guy. Like honestly, most of the guys that I've gone down on, they either don't feel it, like they don't really feel a difference. I've had like bigger balls on my piercings and they do feel it, and they like it. No one has ever said anything bad about my tongue piercing. It either doesn't change anything for them or it increases their pleasure, which is awesome. Like, it's only a win-win. There's things that you can do if you want to play with it a little bit to spice things up and to use the most out of your tongue piercing. You can definitely do that. But yeah, overall, you know, get the tongue piercing for yourself and not for anyone else. And it's not gonna be in the way at all. You know, it's not gonna be in the way of kissing or of going down on someone at all. So if you were worried about that, do not be worried, because it can only increase pleasure. The next thing that I'm gonna mention is your parents. Basically, my parents don't even know that I have a tongue piercing. You have such a wide range of jewelries that you can wear. If you don't want your parents to know about it, or your workplace, they won't know, honestly. My parents don't like piercings. I mean, my mom doesn't really care, so I'm really lucky to have her. But my dad is like, no. If he knew that I had a tongue piercing, he would probably disown me. I mean, he knows about my facial piercings, and he absolutely hates them. Like, I can't really go see him unless I take most of it off. It's a pain. If you also have parents that don't really accept you as you are, I completely feel you. But you know, this is a piercing that you can hide so easily from people. So I really wanted to give better advice for like how to convince your parents to be okay with your piercings. Unfortunately, I can't even do it for my father. So I'm not the best for giving advice. Honestly, I think the best tip that I could give is just to have a conversation with them and try to understand like their perspective and be calm and not like get angry, which is something that, you know, I usually do. Like whenever we talk about this with my dad and he tells me to take them off, or he tells me things like you'll never get a job, you'll never find like a boyfriend, or you won't have any friends. Like he's told me like really mean things like that when he gets angry. I mean, obviously my reaction is just to yell even louder. So my biggest tip is just to, you know, be calm and try to be the bigger person. Take a step back and try to, you know, speak calmly and really explain like how you feel about body modification, what it means to you. And I know it's really hard and I struggle with it so much, but I mean, to be honest, I kind of gave up on, you know, the idea that he will one day accept me as I am. So the best that I can do is just to yeah, try to take a step back and to just take off my piercings whenever I see him. That's the best I can do for now. Okay, and now we're gonna go on to the last topic of this little piercing chit chat, which is judgment for others. People are gonna judge you no matter what, so you might as well just do whatever you want. It's just as simple as that. And the tongue piercing is honestly so aesthetic. It looks beautiful, it looks sexy. I find it extremely empowering. T'as peur que les gens ils pensent que tu sois vulgaire ou que t'es quelqu'un qui couche avec beaucoup de personnes et qui se respecte pas et qui whatever. Honestly, they're so wrong. The tongue piercing is here to empower you and to make you feel beautiful and sexy. It's only to give you confidence. Anyone can really pull off a tongue piercing. Who gives a shit about what people think? Just do it for yourself. If you find it aesthetic, if you're ready to care for it, and if you're ready to like de l'assumer. En fait, c'est un piercing qui s'assume, mais faut pas avoir peur de le faire en fait. Et justement, je trouve que c'est ça qui est incroyable. I mean, people are gonna think whatever they want, and I think what this piercing says about a person is that you're a strong person, you're confident, you're sexy, and you're brave. T'es une personne qui s'assume et qui a confiance en soi. If what holds you down is fear of judgment from others and fear of the pain, then these are things that you can definitely overcome. You know, you can overcome them by just doing it. Oh, and something that I really like it with this piercing is that, you know, since you can hide it easily and, you know, for me, most people don't see it. I love how surprised people are when they do see it and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know you had that. And I think that tells a lot. You know, people make a lot of assumptions based on what you look like and how you present yourself, and people have a lot of assumptions about tongue piercings, and I know that it can be scary. People might think that you're someone that just like has a lot of sex and goes down on a lot of people, which is honestly so stupid. It's such a stupid assumption based on a tongue piercing. I mean, I know that there's like this sexual connotation about tongue piercings, but it doesn't mean anything about your worth and your sexual activities, and I think it's just a beautiful piece of jewelry in a very interesting spot on your body. By getting it, you kind of force yourself not to give a shit about what people think of you, and I think it's a really good challenge, you know? If you're someone that seeks validation from others and you're trying to break that pattern of being worried about what people are going to think of you, then I think this is a great challenge and a great exercise, because you just have to stop giving a shit. Just stop giving a shit. And you know, most people don't actually care, especially if you wear it with confidence. They have zero power over you, and you know, their negative judgment of you won't mean anything, and it's not gonna touch you at all. Personally, I've never had anyone give me, you know, negative judgment because of my piercing, but maybe people just keep it to themselves. Maybe they don't say anything, or maybe I just don't see the judgment. I'm proud of my piercing. I love it, and I love myself even more because I have it. So once you kind of see things this way, it becomes so much easier to live with the judgment from others, and eventually you just don't even notice that people will judge you. I really hope that it helped, and if you have any questions, you can always hit me up in the comments or on Instagram as well. You can follow me at Tea with Romy, and also let me know, like, if you've been thinking about this piercing for a long time, what's holding you back? What are you waiting for to get it? And what are you afraid of? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos, you can check out these two videos right here. Also subscribe to my channel for weekly content, and don't forget to click on the bell. This way you know anytime I post a new video, and it really helps to support me. Also make sure to like this video if it helped, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!